What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Mozhawk here. And I want to tell y'all why, after a recent experience from a good friend of mine, that I don't see myself buying a used bike if I can avoid it. Okay, so one of my really good friends in the Denver CO area bought a new bike. Well, new to him. It was a used bike. I think it was a 2008 Yamaha R1. And when he purchased this Yamaha R1, he purchased it from a reputable dealership, factory dealership. They deal in several types of motorcycles. And the bike, you know, he thought it was in great working condition, except for the fact that the chain ended up being a little loose. Okay, it wasn't a little loose. The chain was fucked up. The chain was fucking loose. All right, that's what it was. And you know, I didn't think anything of it until I actually looked at it, and he actually looked at it. The chain was actually stretched out as far as it could go. So the chain had a really fucked up stretch in it, guys. Like the chain needed to be completely replaced. It wasn't like any little issue, like, you know, it was completely stretched out. The chain was fucking bad. It needed a new chain. And they actually let it go off the showroom floor like that, which kind of pissed me off. And, you know, that'll shake anybody's faith. But in addition to that, a little while after, he ended up having oil leaking into his coolant. I think it was a head gasket issue. I'm not sure. I'm not a mechanic. But, you know, that kind of pissed me off too. You know, the fact that you go to dealerships and that you buy bikes, you go to dealerships to buy bikes because, you know, you're expecting to get a better product. You're expecting to get a mechanic that has gone through that bike, that it's good in good working condition. And I don't believe that particular dealership actually did that to the bike that he bought. They could have, but, you know, it doesn't really seem like it after all this bullshit. But, you know, if you can't buy a bike from a dealership, a reputable dealership, a used bike that is, then who the hell can you buy a used bike from? Somebody let me know. Because if the people who sell bikes sell new bikes for a living and have, you know, a whole bunch of mechanics and shit on staff can't sell you a good bike, then who the fuck can you buy a good bike from? That's why, if I can help it, if I am able and blessed enough, I'm going to buy a brand new bike when I can. And if you cannot, I would suggest looking for one owner bikes, if you can find them. One owner bikes, just not a bike that several people have owned, just using smarter buying tips and buying bikes from friends. You know, if your friend wants to get rid of his bike or her bike, buy their bike. A bike that you knew how it was taken care of and what's been done to it, stuff like that. Because I would not wish those problems on anybody, much less a friend of mine or a subscriber or anybody viewing this. Well, so if you can buy a new bike, buy a new bike, because shit happens. Alright guys, well if you are not riding, start riding, and if you are riding, keep riding. Peace.